Thank you. Okay. So, day 8, okay, chapter 8. So we are learning from A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Okay, and chapter 8 is all about Akshara Brahma Yoga, how to attain Krishna, how to reach Krishna. Okay, so attaining the Supreme, that is called Akshara Brahma Yoga. So Arjuna asks Krishna 8 questions. Okay, and Krishna will answer each of them in this chapter itself. Okay, we will see what those questions are. And then Krishna also says one has to remember Krishna at the time of death. Now remember, we have this cycle of birth and death, right? The soul leaves the body, takes another body. So if the soul does not have to take the other body, other janma, and come back to this the yoga ladder, right? Bhakti is the main thing. And these are the deities. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimiram Dasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pavshati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so like we already studied, Krishna consciousness is a science. Okay, so what do you do if it is science? You have to practically implement it. You have to do it. Okay, that's why you are taken to labs and you have to practice it every day. Like mathematics. Okay, you have to practice each problem. You cannot by heart a problem. Okay, so you have to practice and then get the result. Okay, just don't read. See, come on. So many scientists, right, came up with so many theories about Earth. First of all, they said Earth was rectangle, right? It was flat. And then going forward, after so many theories, then they told no, Earth is round in shape. Yes. So how did the scientists come to know all that? Because they started doing experimentation, right? They constantly did things practically to get the result. Otherwise, we would all believe, okay, Earth is flat, rectangle in shape, and we would believe that only, right? But no, Earth is round. Because they did all the experimentations, they got to know that Earth is round, right? In the same way, we should also do things. Once we practice, start doing it, then we will understand how great Krishna is and how easy Krishna consciousness is. Okay, so don't just listen to the class, but go home and do it. Do the same thing. Okay, how many of you offer something to the Lord and eat it? Raise your hand. Anything, even if it is water. Nobody? Very good. Okay, very good. Rudhi, what did you offer?
Mataji, I offered water.
Haribol, very good. And who else? Shresht, what did you offer?
Mataji, I offered water as well as some jaggery.
Jaggery, Haribol. Adviti, what did you offer?
Ma'am, water with tulsi leaf.
Very good. Did you all, Rudhi and Shresht, did you offer with tulsi leaf? Put it in chat. You have to add tulsi on top of it, okay? Because Tulsi Devi is the one who takes your bhakti and gives it to Krishna. Okay, so if you don't offer it with Tulsi, Krishna will not accept. Okay, very important. Yeah. So that's why Krishna consciousness is a science. Okay, and this is a recap of yesterday's chapter. Krishna says he is the taste in water, right? The sanctity, the purity, the satisfaction you get after drinking water, that is because of Krishna. Okay, and we also learned the different, um, you know, different energies of the Lord, right? External energy, internal energy, marginal energy, and yeah, so Krishna is very great. Now, coming to this chapter, Arjuna asks Krishna 8 questions. What are those 8 questions? First of all, Arjuna asks, what is Brahman? Okay, what is Brahman? Anybody knows? Put it in the chat. Okay, put it in the chat if you know the answer. So, Brahman, uh, yeah, very good. Who is this? Yes, very good. So Brahman is the light of the Lord. Okay, very nice. Shresht Suryansh. Okay, so it is the light coming out from the body of the Lord. It is the spiritual effulgence. And then what is the self? What are fruitive activities? Okay, what is the material manifestation? What are demigods? Okay, all these questions Arjuna is asking. Okay, now, he is also asking who is the Lord of sacrifice and where does he live in the body? Okay, which part of the body he lives, and how can those engaged in devotion service know you at the time of death? Now that Krishna had told Arjuna that one should know him at the time of death, Arjuna is asking how. Okay, yeah. Now Krishna starts answering. Okay, first of all, Brahman is the indestructible transcendental living entity called Brahman, is the eternal nature. Okay, so it is the spiritual effulgence of the Lord. What is the self? The nature of your the Brahman is called the self. Okay, eternal nature is called self. Self is the jivatma, atma. You say myself, right? The self means your nature, your energy. That is the Brahman effulgence. Okay, and jivatma we refer to it as. Okay, and then what are fruitive activities? Fruitive activities is, like I already told you, a person who is doing karma for the result, for the fruit of the activity, right? Now, activity, a simple example. When you study, you get in the exam, you get high scores, right? That high score is the result of your exam, correct? So if you study for the fruit becomes the marks here. Okay, if you're studying only for marks, that is the fruits of the activity, it becomes fruitive activity. But if you follow karma yoga, giving away the fruits to Krishna, okay, giving away all your marks to Krishna, telling I don't want marks, you keep it, I will give it to you, and then if you study, that becomes karma yoga. That is the difference. Okay, so fruitive activities means karma, like how what Krishna is explaining over here. Every karma has equal and opposite reaction, right? You study, you get marks. That becomes karma. Okay, so that is fruitive activity. You are getting the fruits of the activity. But if you give away the fruits of activity to Krishna, fruits here is result, no, the marks. So if you give it to Krishna, it becomes karma yoga. Okay, so fruitive activities means karma. Okay, and yeah, now coming to the actual important part. Okay, at the time of death, okay, when the soul leaves the present body, okay, um remembering Krishna. Okay, so at the time of death, if you remember Krishna, okay, you can go back to Krishna without doubt. There is no doubt in it. Okay, now who is in this picture? Anybody knows? Suryansh, do you know?
Yes, Mataji. Bhishma Deva lying in the deathbed.
Very good. Okay, so this is Bhishma Deva during his death. Okay, he was dying on the bed of arrows. Okay, he stayed there for so many days, and then when he was about to die, what happened? He met all the Pandavas, everybody, so many people, Kauravas, everybody, whoever was alive. Okay, and Kauravas were not alive; they were dead anyway. But he met all the Pandavas along with Pandavas. he also met so many devotees, and along with him, one person he wanted to meet and he met was Krishna. Okay, so Krishna also came, and at the time of death, Bhishma Dev looked at Krishna, prayed to Krishna, remembered Krishna, and then died. Okay, then his soul left the body and went to another body. Okay, so what happens when you do this? So Bhishma Deva gets moksha, right? He gets liberation. He will go back to Krishna, Vaikuntha, right? If he remembers Krishna at the time of death. So Bhishma Deva is such a great soul, right? He's such a great devotee of the Lord. So at the time of death, he remembered Krishna, and then finally he got moksha. That's very important. Okay, now Arjuna's question is how to remember Krishna at the time of death. We will not know when we die, right? That's very important. I mean, very difficult. We will not know when we die and how to remember Krishna at the time of death. So that's why to remember Krishna, one should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, the solution, Krishna only gives us the answer in Bhagavad Gita through Prabhupada. So Prabhupada says in his pulpit, to remember Krishna, what one should do? We should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have to keep chanting. Okay, no, without stopping. We have to keep chanting. Some people know, they say, okay, I finished my round. I will never say Hare Krishna today. I finished my round. No, tomorrow only I will chant again. No, that is wrong. Whenever you're free, keep saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. See, that's why Prabhupada is saying incessantly, no, without stopping, you should keep saying whenever you're free. Okay. And then following the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, being more tolerant. Yeah. So, how should you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? You should chant in a very surrendering, submissive attitude, as in you need to bow down to Krishna all the time and say, Krishna, please, I'm a poor person. You please help me. Okay, please help me. Please help me remember you during death. And then you should chant. Okay, we should completely be dependent on Krishna. Okay, just say, Krishna, I want to reach you. I want to serve you to the fullest. And that's why you need to chant in that mood. Okay, and you should continuously keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, whenever you're free. That's why chanting has no rules. You can chant in market also. Okay, Hare Nama eva kevalam skalam nastyeva 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 gathir anyatha. This is a very famous shloka. By now all of you would have known, right? So many times we keep repeating this shloka. Yes, so there is no other way in Kali Yuga other than chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, so that it is so important because Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only way to take us back to Krishna. Nothing else helps in Kali Yuga. Okay, if you do fire sacrifices, temple worship, and all that, Krishna will be like, no, in Kali Yuga, Yuga Dharma is to chant. You sit and chant, then only I'll come. Okay, so you have to chant. After chanting, you can go to the temple, you can do whatever you want. Okay, there is puja room at home, no? So definitely you have to go every day, bow down to Krishna after taking bath. Okay, if you have a Krishna photo probably near your study table or anything, bow down to him, then start studying every day. Okay, because Krishna is our eternal friend and our well-wisher, right? So we have to offer our obeisances to him all the time. Okay, so now, anybody wants to chant? Yeah, Rudhi.
Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state will attain without fail.
Can you chant the shloka? Okay, no problem. Yam samaya shuranghamavapi smaran bhavam tyajati ante kalevaram tambapi evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Okay, so what is Krishna saying? Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits the body, he attains that without fail. Okay, so that's why Krishna says during death, if you remember Krishna, you can go back to Vaikuntha, you can go to Krishna. If you remember something else, So many people remember their, okay, what will happen to my children? What will happen to my money? What will happen to my property? Okay, you think they will go back to Krishna? Certainly not. They will be like, okay, Krishna will be like, okay, you were so worried about your property, money, children, and all. So you take birth again on this earth only, okay, as a human being, and take care of your property. That's what Krishna will tell. Okay, so this person in the photo, in the picture, whatever you can see, no, this person is Bharat Maharaj. Okay, he was the king of the entire earth. Okay, it was called Bharat Varsha. That time it was not called India and all that. It was called Bharat Varsha. Okay, so that time what happened, he thought of a deer when he died. So next janma he became a deer. Okay, see, that is the law of karma. Whatever you think, you get that back. Okay, so he was a very pious devotee of the Lord. He was a very good person. Okay, so he went to the forest. So this happened in like yugas and yugas ago. Okay, so that time he went to the forest. He did Ashtanga yoga. He did fire sacrifice. He did all types of devotion service. Okay, in the forest. Then what happened? There was a deer next to him. Okay, she gave birth to a baby deer. Okay, now after giving birth, she died. The mother deer died. Now the baby deer was so alone. Okay, she was very small. The baby deer was so small, and this Bharat Maharaj was pitying the baby deer. Okay, because there was nobody to take care of the deer, he started taking care of the deer. Okay, he started taking care as a pet animal, and all the time he used to think about deer, feed deer. Okay, make the deer comfortable. Finally he was so attached to deer. He was so attached to deer that when he died, he was like, okay, now I'm dying, who will take care of my deer? The example that I gave you, right? Who will take care of my children? Who will take care of my property? Same way, Bharat Maharaj was thinking, who will take care of my deer? So he was constantly thinking about the deer. Now, what happened? He was constantly thinking about deer, and finally he died and he became a deer next life. So that is the law of karma. So Krishna says, okay, fine. You were thinking about deer so much, you become deer. Okay. So at the time of death, according to the mental condition, okay, whatever you're thinking, so you become that in your next life. Okay, so in real life we have so many examples like this. Different people think of different things. So whatever we think of, that we become. Okay, that's why it is very important to always think about Krishna. Okay, so this is a story that I told. Okay, so he took care of the deer. He was doing the fire sacrifice and he was still looking at the deer. Can you see so much attached he was? So instead of concentrating on Krishna, he was concentrating on the deer. That's why when he died, he was remembering the deer, and finally he became the deer. And so when he became deer, his name became Jada. He became deer, and then after that he died, and then he took next janma. Then he became Jada Bharata in his next janma. Okay, so in that janma he happened to do his devotional service completely, and then he got moksha. He went back to Krishna. So he had to wait for 2 janmas. 2 janmas is not a short time. Okay, so he had to wait for 2 janmas in this material world before going to Krishna. Okay, so Jaya Vijay story, you remember? Jaya Vijay was like 100 janmas. No, we cannot. We will take birth as bad people for 3 janmas and we will come back to you, Krishna. That much of love they had for Krishna, right? So even waiting for one day is actually a big difficulty for devotee, because they love Krishna so much, right? And this is Prahlad Maharaj story. Okay, so and that's what Krishna is saying. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna at the time you of death. Okay. And then Krishna says, think of me and fight. You're fighting, right? Think of me and fight. So what happens in fighting? Arjuna might die, right? He might lose the war, right? So Krishna says, you think of me and fight. So that time, even if you die, because you're thinking about me, you will come to me. You will get moksha. Okay, that's what Krishna is saying. Okay, so same thing applies to all of us. Whatever we are doing, maybe we are studying, maybe we are traveling, maybe we are eating, maybe we are talking to our friends, think of Krishna. Just keep Krishna in your mind, okay? Or just keep Krishna in front of you, okay? Wherever you are, hang a big wallpaper or a wall picture of Krishna. Or in your phone, you can set Krishna as your wallpaper. Just look at him, think of him, and then you carry out with your activities. Okay? That time, what happens? Whatever happens, Krishna will be there for you. Okay? And we can all go back to Krishna easily. And yeah, so Prahlad Maharaj, he is an inspiration for all of us. Okay, so what happened? Prahlad, like we all know, he's a very famous personality, right? He was the son of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is a great demon. Okay, he's a Rakshasa. Who is Hiranyakashipu? Jaya Vijaya, again, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, right? That's why, because Jaya Vijaya are so powerful devotees, when they became demons also, they were very powerful. Okay, because of Krishna's mercy, Ashirvad we say. Okay, now Hiranyakashipu's son was Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu was a very great demon. He was a very bad person. Okay, now he used to always have enmity with Vishnu, Krishna, okay, the Lord. He used to always have enmity. And then he used to tell everybody, you should chant, you should stop chanting Krishna's name. You should stop respecting Krishna. Okay, he was that bad. And then when Prahlad was born, Prahlad became, grew up to his childhood. I mean, school age, and then he was sent to Gurukul. Okay, when he went to Gurukul, what happened over there? The gurus, okay, he had two gurus, and all other people of the city used to come there to learn. Okay, now what happened? The two gurus used to teach him about Hiranyakashipu. Instead of teaching about God, they used to teach him about the demons. Why? Because it was Hiranyakashipu's order. Nobody should take the name of Lord in his city. Okay, so Prahlad is a great devotee of the Lord. So what happened? Prahlad Maharaj started chanting Krishna's name. He always started talking about the Lord, even to his gurus. And what did he do? He converted all the friends around him into devotees. You can see in the picture, right? They used to do kirtan and dance every day. Okay, so whenever he used to take Krishna's name, all his others there in Gurukul usually got scared, because Hiranyakashipu would come and kill them. Wherever they used to say Krishna's name, he used to get very angry. But Prahlad Maharaj never got scared. He was like, it's okay, I can give my life for Krishna, but I cannot forget Krishna even for one moment. Okay, so that is the power of a devotee. That is how a devotee has to be. He was he loved Krishna so much, and he converted everybody into devotees. Okay, so that's what we do. No, in school, if we take Krishna's name, some people will laugh, some people will be like, where is Krishna? There is no Krishna, what are you saying? Right? Very less people take accept Krishna as the Lord. Yes. And do you stop taking Krishna's name because some people are smiling and laughing at you? No, remember Prahlad's story. Okay, initially all these people around him, no, they were also laughing. Okay, but he did not give up. He was determined. He continuously started saying the greatness of the Lord through stories. Okay, he used to tell, my Lord did this, my Lord did that. So through stories, to kirtans and all. Now what happened? All of them got attached to Krishna. They were like, yeah, Lord is so great, right? And then they all became devotees of Krishna. Okay, so that's how you have to motivate people. Okay, just don't come and tell me, or tell your parents, Mummy, this happened, everybody started laughing. I said Krishna, everybody started laughing. If they laugh, they are at loss. But you will not stop. You will convert that person also into a devotee in the coming day. How? By giving them Krishna Prasad. Okay, I told you, Krishna Prasad means giving bhakti to people. Okay, because Krishna Prasad has Krishna in it. Krishna would have eaten it, no? And then remaining prasad you eat. So Krishna is there in it. And when you're giving Krishna Prasad to a person, maybe chocolate, you can offer it to Krishna first and then distribute it in your class every day. Or you can give them water, if you can give them sweet, right? First offer it to Krishna at home and then put it in your tiffin box and go and give it to everybody. That way what happens? You're giving them Krishna Prasad, I mean Bhakti. everybody will become devotees of Krishna. Okay. So yeah, so after coming back from Gurukul, Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, what did you learn? So Prahlad said, Krishna. Okay. He spoke about Krishna. He told, um, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnum, Swaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So these are the 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, okay, Atmanivedanam, Sakhyam. So now Hiranyakashipu got very angry. He was like, what? You go to Gurukul to learn this, you to learn Krishna. And then he got very angry and he started telling Prahlad, no, you should stop chanting Krishna's name, I mean the Lord's name. And then Prahlad never listened. He's so great, right? He's a great devotee. He's so determined. He could convert everybody in Gurukul into devotees. How can he give up Krishna's name? Yes. So now Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill his own son because his son was not listening to him. That's why Hiranyakashipu tried killing Prahlad in so many ways. He gave him poison. He put him into fire. He put him, he threw him down a cliff, okay, a mountain and all that. And then he also he made an elephant stamp on him and kill him. What not he tried, nothing worked, right? Every time he tried to kill Prahlad, Vishnu used to come and help him. That is the power of the Lord. So the Lord is always there for his devotees. We saw the same thing yesterday, right? Draupadi's story, Gajendra's story. Yes, they all called Krishna and Krishna came to save them. Same way, Prahlad also, all the time he used to think about the Lord. All the time he used to think about the Lord. And whenever, even during death, he knew, okay, if I'm put into the fire, I'll be dying. But never, he was smiling. He was like, my Lord will come and help me. He was so strong in his faith, right? And that's why every time he was killed, I mean, trying to kill, Krishna came and helped. And finally, what happened? Narasimha Dev came, right, and killed Hiranyakashipu. You can see in the picture. So badly he killed, right? He took intestines out and all that. So that's how the Lord is. He is always there for his devotees. Okay, so don't listen to others. If anybody laughs at you, tell them Narasimha Dev's story, how he killed Hiranyakashipu. Okay, so badly, no, intestines and all came out. So that time everybody will get scared and they will stop laughing. Okay, now when should we chant Hare? When should we start our devotion service? Okay, you can start your devotion service anytime. Okay, anytime. Even if you're 100 years old, you can start chanting. Even if you're 1 year old baby, you can still start your devotion service. Okay, so there is no age, there is no any criteria to start your devotion service. Okay, now right now it is very, very good if you start right now as your kids, right? Because when you're kids, you will get more practice, right? Now see, say I am 60 years old, okay, then I will start chanting. I'll be like, no, my mouth is aching, no, I'm getting fever because I'm old. No, I'll be old that time when I'm 60 years old. And how will I be able to chant regularly? You think I'll be able to sit and chant properly? No. You think I'll be able to speak? You think I'll be able to sit for a long time? My back will ache, my mouth will pain, so many health problems I'll have. So start right now. Okay, right now we have all the necessary strength we need, right? So chant right now. And Krishna likes children. Do you know that? Krishna loves children. So if you start chanting, Prahlad was an example, right? So Krishna loved Prahlad because he was a kid and he was spreading Krishna consciousness to his friends and all. So if you chant when right now as kids, Krishna will definitely help you. Okay. So he who meditates on Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. He who meditates on Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, he, Hopartha, is sure to reach me. Okay. So there is one more instance, okay, I wanted to tell you, Ajamila's story. So Ajamila was a Brahmana, he was a Vaishnava, but what happened? He was, when he reached like 20, 21 years old, he became a very bad person. Okay. he became a very bad person. He started smuggling, he started looting people, killing people for money, and to take care of his wife. He had so many children, and that wife was a very bad wife. Okay, and he had so many children. I mean, to take care of so many children, his occupation or the salary he would get was not enough. Okay, that's why he started looting and smuggling and all that, and killing people for money, and take care of them. But because he was a devotee until 20 years, okay, he was born in a Vaishnava family, right? Krishna remembered that he was a devotee. Now he is not a devotee, but he was a devotee. So I will help him. That's what Krishna thought. And the last son of Ajamila, Krishna told Ajamila, I mean, gave him the intelligence to name his last son as Narayana. Okay. So Ajamila named his last son as Narayana. And since his last son was a small child, okay, so Ajamila at the time of death used to always think about Narayana, the smallest son, because he was cute little small child. No, obviously we all have this tendency to think about small children more than big people. So Ajamila used to constantly think about his last son Narayana. All the time he would be like Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. And then he died. When he died, he was thinking about Narayana, and he used to call out Narayana's name. Okay, so that time when what did we learn? At the time of death, we should remember Krishna, right? Since he kept calling Narayana, Krishna considered him. Okay, and then Yamadutas came and Vishnudutas came. Okay, Yamadutas were like, we will take him because he's a very bad person. Vishnudutas were like, no, no, at the time of death, he said Narayana. So we will take him. So Ajamila decided to take Narayana. Okay, so we cannot take you like this. You have to purify yourself because you've done a lot of sins, right? You have to purify. So go meditate and then come back. Okay. So Ajamila, the soul was again put back to the body, and then he got a second chance. He went, he meditated, he purified himself, okay, of all the sinful reactions, and then he was ready. Like you see in the picture, Vishnu Dutas were waiting for him with this big, flight plane. It was okay, airplane, and then he became purified, and then Ajamila went back to Vaikunta. Okay, so that is how Krishna helps his devotees. Finally Ajamila got moksha, right? Even if he did so many bad things, he got moksha. Why? Because he was a pure devotee in the beginning. Okay, and then also Vishnu Dutas didn't take him like that. No, they were like, we will give you second chance, you should go meditate, purify yourself, and then you should come. Okay, so he went, purified himself, and then went back to Vaikunta. So that is the power of the Lord. That is the mercy of the Lord. More than how much we love Krishna, Krishna loves us. Okay, Krishna loves us more than how much we love him. Okay, the devotees can constantly think of the object of worship, the Supreme Lord, in any of his features. You can think of him as Narayana, Krishna, Rama, so many, Narasimha, right? By chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you can think of him in any form you want. So if you want Ram's picture, put a Ram's picture in front of you and then start chanting. Okay, Narasimha's picture and then start chanting, whichever form you want. Okay, the goal is to chant properly with focus. Okay, don't keep thinking about something and all. Okay, I didn't do my homework and chant. No. Okay, when you're chanting, think about Krishna. Okay, so if one is always able to fix his mind on Krishna in devotional service, it is very easy for him to remain in an undisturbed transcendental trance or in samadhi. So thinking about Krishna, see, Krishna consciousness means what? Consciousness has to be Krishna, right? Thoughts must be Krishna. Thinking, okay, your mind should think about Krishna. That's all. That is Krishna consciousness. And when you think only about Krishna without thinking about anything else, that is called trance. Okay, that is called a samadhi state. Okay, there you get real happiness. Okay, when you get that happiness, you don't want to think about anything else, because you're getting so much happiness by thinking about Krishna, that pure Krishna consciousness. Okay, thinking only about Krishna, that is very difficult to reach. Okay, People take so many janmas to reach that stage. Okay, but if you chant Hare Krishna regularly with focus, you can reach that samadhi state right in this janma itself and go back to Krishna. Okay, that is the whole verdict of all the Bhagavad Gita and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chant Hare Krishna, go back to Krishna right in this janma. You don't have to wait at all. Okay, because Krishna is so merciful for people in Kali Yuga. He knows Kali Yuga people are not at all intelligent. If they he knows we cannot go to the forest and do Ashtanga yoga. That's why he's given us this easy method of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day and eating Krishna Prasad. These two are secrets to going back to Krishna, attaining Krishna. What? First one, chanting every day, and second one, eating Krishna Prasad. Okay, because Krishna is there in Krishna Prasad. Okay, you get more of Krishna consciousness if you eat Krishna Prasad. Okay, now Krishna's form. So far we learned we need to think about Krishna. Okay, so you need to create a picture of Krishna in your mind. How? Create a picture of Ananta Shesh. Okay, the hood snake that is there. So many hoods the snake has, right? That snake always has Krishna's. I mean, always guards Krishna, right? You can think of that. And then the morpunk, I mean the peacock feather on his head, right? And then the flute is called Murli, right? That's why we say Krishna is Murlidhar. Okay, he holds flute always. And then Kamal, lotus flower in his hand. Okay, and then Kaumodiki Gada, the Gada that he has, no, the mace, that is Kaumodiki. It is the name of it is Kaumodiki. Okay, and then Sudarshan. Okay, the Sudarshan chakra also. And in the Shank, Panchajanya, Krishna's Shank is called as Panchajanya. Okay, and then you can also think about the other paraphernalia that he has. Yellow color clothes. Okay, Krishna wears yellow color clothes, remember that. And Krishna's form is Shyamasundar, right? Bluish black in color. And then so many jewelries he wears, right? Starting from the turban till his feet. So many jewelries Krishna wears. Okay, all that you can remember. And then you can remember the calves around him. Calves around him. Krishna loves cows and calves. Okay, and then Govardhan hill you can remember. And Krishna lifted it, right? And then you can remember the gopis. You can remember Yashoda. You can remember Radha. You can remember Balram. Okay, you can remember all the boys, the friends he had. He used to play with them, right? You can remember the forest of Vrindavan. Okay, so many things. You can remember the butter, right? So many things are there to remember Krishna, right? Yeah, so it is easy to remember Krishna. And if you start reading Krishna stories, no, the short stories about Krishna, it is so easy to remember Krishna. You can tell these stories to your friends and remember Krishna. You can be like, okay, what did I read today? He lifted Govardhan with his little finger. That way you can start thinking about Krishna, right? He killed Putana when he was less than a year old. He was like around 3 months old when he killed Putana. You can remember all that, right? So it is very easy. If you start reading about Krishna, it will be very easy for you to remember Krishna. Okay. Anybody wants to read this? Nobody wants to read? Shresht.
Yes, Mataji. The Lord is accustomed to blow his flute, Venum
Venum Kwanantam.
Quanantum. His transcendental form is the most attractive in all the worlds. His eyes are like the lotus petals and the color of his body like clouds. He is so attractive that his beauty excels that of thousands of cupids. He wears saffron cloth, a garland around his neck, and a peacock feather in his hair.
Yeah. So far, whatever we did, same thing. Okay. So, and his eyes are like lotus petals. And he wears saffron color clothes, like I already told, yellow clothes or yellowish orange clothes. Okay. Like you see in the picture, yellowish orange. Okay. So this is how Krishna is. So you can always remember him. Okay. He's so beautiful. And this is the Goloka, the difference between material world and spiritual world. In material world, we have the four main problems, right? What are those? Birth, death, old age, and disease. Even if we don't want to, we will get diseases in this world. Yes, we will grow old, and then we will take birth, and then I mean we will die, and then we will take birth again. And after taking birth, again the same thing: disease, suffering, or growing old, again dying. What are we doing? We are just wasting time. Is there any meaning to our life over here? No, we are just taking birth, suffering, becoming old, and then becoming diseased, and then we die. Again, take birth, do the same thing. Okay, whether we are a dog, whether we are a human being, everybody is doing the same thing, right? There is no meaning only. We are not achieving anything with this, right? Whatever we are achieving, no, film actors are big celebrities, there are big award holders, award winners, and all. Yes, but at the time of death, do they take all their awards with them to the graveyard? Nothing. Their our very own body will not come with us to the to our next janma. That's why we take another body, right? So this body also doesn't belong to us. What are we going to do with all the money that we have? So the only person who will come with us is Paramatma in our heart, Krishna, right? Krishna, whichever body you take, Krishna comes with you and stays with you in that body, in the heart. Yes. So you need to respect Krishna. We are forgetting him only, and we are remembering so many other things. Okay, so that is the difference. Why are we doing this? Because of the Maya in the material world. This material world we are in is taken care by Maya, Durga Devi. Okay, she is called Durga Devi, Parvati Devi, Subhadra, okay, Mahakali, so many names. So she is the one, she is called Mahamaya. Okay, she is the one who is taking care of all of us. She is our mother in this material world, and she is very strong. She tests us. Okay, unless you are very pure, very determined, and very pure in your Krishna consciousness, she will not let you out. She keeps testing you, testing you, testing you. Okay, and that's why we tend to do bad things all the time. Why? Because Maya tests us, and if we pass her test, then we will do good things. Okay, how to pass Maya's test? Only by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that time Krishna will come and tell us what to do and what not to do. Like Arjuna, Krishna guided Arjuna, no? So if we chant, Krishna will guide us as well. Okay, these are all the problems in material world. But in spiritual world, like I told you, Golok Vrindavan, right? These are all the Vaikuntha lokas that we learned the other day when we did Goloka chat, right? So many Vaikuntha lokas are there. Above all that is Krishna loka, Golok Vrindavan. Okay, here Krishna will be there with Radha, Vrindavan, and all. Okay, that's why it is called Golok Vrindavan. Okay, so our aim should be this Golok Vrindavan. Okay, so here you can go to Krishna and play with him. You can do so many things with Krishna over here. Okay, and that is the whole ambition. And here there is only happiness. Okay, there is no death, there is no birth, there is no disease, there is no old age. All of us will be ever young like Krishna and Radha. Okay, and only happiness, no problems at all. So here this should be our goal of life. Okay, yeah, so and this we already know. The Jivatma leaves the body, go takes another body, right? Like there's a very nice example here. This person has become old, no? He will die, and then he will take birth and into another person altogether again. Okay, yeah. So those who are fruitive laborers, philosophical speculators, are that from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. So this is continuously happening. It's a cycle, right? You die, you take birth again. Die, take birth. Die, take birth. So this is not going to help us for salvation. Okay, surrendering to Krishna is the only way. Okay, and how much you surrender, Krishna will tell. Okay, you're surrendering to me. I want to see how much you surrender to me. How will he check that? Based on your chanting, based on the rounds you chant. Okay, if you're chanting properly, then he'll be like, okay, you've surrendered properly to me. If you're not chanting properly, then he will be like, no, you're not chanting. How can you say you surrendered to me? Right? Yeah, so person who accepts the path of devotion service, that is the greatness of devotion service. Okay, so if you do chanting every day regularly and eat Krishna Prasad regularly, what happens? You get the same benefit of studying Vedas, performing 5 sacrifices, undergoing so many severe austerities, like going to the forest and meditating, all that result, all that benefit you get just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Can you imagine how powerful Hare Krishna Mahamantra is? Right? And finally, what happens? You can go back to Krishna. Yeah, so a devotee of the Lord should not worry. Okay, so now that we learned that okay, that is how merciful Krishna is. Okay, because all the time we cannot remember, we might die in accidents, right? So that time, how will you remember Krishna? But if you don't remember, if you've chanted regularly, as long as you were alive, that time Krishna will come and take you. Okay, how merciful Krishna is. Can you find anybody like that in this material world? No, they will be like, what am I going to get if I help you? Right? Everybody is like that. But Krishna, he out of love he comes and helps. That is the greatness of Krishna. Okay, and yeah, so always engage in devotional service with determination. Okay, even if people stop you, don't listen to them, you start chanting, continue. Okay, and if you're getting so many thoughts in your mind, don't listen to your thoughts. See the Krishna's picture and start chanting again and again. Okay, so with determination, there are a lot of people to stop you. I'm not joking. Okay, in the world outside, that's how the world outside is. A lot of people don't believe in Krishna only, so they come and try to stop you. You should be determined like Prahlad. Okay, uh yeah, and yeah, this is the peace formula. We already know Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. That's why we offer everything first to Krishna and then we use it. Okay, because he should enjoy it first and then you should enjoy. Okay, Krishna is the supreme controller and Krishna is our only well-wishing friend. Okay, so Krishna is God. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is a person. He has a Shyamasundara form and he is Satchidananda. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. Okay, now any questions? Anybody? And also, if you want to do Kirtan, you can do. Okay, if anybody wants to do Kirtan, like Suryansh wanted to do in the last batch, he did so many Kirtans. Right now, also, if you want, just raise your hand or inform me which Kirtan you'll be doing in the class, like one day before, and then I can allow you. Okay. Do you have any question, Rudhi?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, how did Bhakt Prahlad know Lord Krishna if he was all the gurus were teaching him
Okay.
about
So
all the
when
temples?
Bhakta Prahlad was in the womb of his mother itself, Narada Muni came and told the both mother and Prahlad in the womb about Krishna. Okay, so Prahlad knew Krishna right when he was inside the womb of his mother. He was not even born that time. So because Narada Muni is a pure devotee of Krishna, right? So his words were so impactful. And when Prahlad took birth, he never forgot Krishna. He was like Krishna, 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 because Narada Muni's words were so powerful. Okay, did you understand?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Okay, I'll unmute all of you. Let's chant Hare Krishna once. Just, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Okay, thank you. And we will be watching a short film. Okay, it's called Empowered Acharya. Not today. We will be watching it on 11th day. Okay, 11th chapter is it is on Vishwarupa Darshan. It's a very short chapter. Okay, short chapter is in you learn about Vishwarupa of Krishna, and then we will get lot of time. Okay, so that day we will watch Empowered Acharya. It's a short film on Prabhupada. Okay, very inspiring, very inspirational. All of you don't miss that class. Okay, yeah. Any other questions, anybody? We can stop the recording.